lovelies, I hope you're all well. I just wanted to come on and talk about what I've been experiencing over the last week or so. And I don't know whether it's due to the astrological position that we're in at the moment. I don't know a lot about astronomy. I don't know whether what I'm experiencing is associated with new energies that the earth is currently being offered, whether this is galactic intervention, whatever this is that's going on. I don't know whether you guys are all experiencing it, so I'd be really interested to find out. But in the last week, I have been offered on a regular basis, and I mean in meditation, out of meditation, if I'm just daydreaming, if I've got my eyes closed, if I'm writing, theta dream state, conscious awareness. In all of these moments, I've been receiving life reviews. And normally we associate a life review with something that takes place between lives. So when we move into that transitional space, when we no longer have a body vessel, the space between lives, you can call it spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it. Normally, in my understanding, that's when we get to do the life review. But what I've been noticing is that over the last week, I've been getting regular life reviews from this life, the one that I'm living now. And I'm constantly being taken back to viewing myself in these other time moments appropriate to this current life. And it happened to me massively yesterday morning. In fact, I totally lost my shit and I ended up in a real muddle, and I came and sat in the garden and I was crying and I felt this deep sense of loss. I felt really down, and I just sat in the garden and I connected with my guides. Oh, sorry, they're talking to me now. And I connected to them and I said, like, what is going on right now? This is hideous. This is really hard. It's like really deep shadow work, but I don't know why you're showing it to me, and I'm not sure what I'm meant to be healing. And what is this? And what they said to me is that we are all at the moment being given the opportunity to do timeline reviews, to look at our lives, look at the position that we're currently in our lives, and review it. And what reviewing it means is having the opportunity, however an individual likes to work, to go back and revisit the past aspects of us, so the past moments in this current life. And for me, it's been like a movie, like watching this movie, fast forwarding through specific timeline moments. And something really interesting happened to me on Sunday. Leon and I went round to visit my ex-husband. Obviously, we're all friends still. And Leon and my ex-husband were talking about something at the other side of the room. And I was sitting on the sofa, and my ex-husband hasn't really changed the house that much since I left. But there is a big canvas on the wall that I must have painted about 15 years ago. And it was very different to all of the other work that I was doing at the time. I normally paint a lot of floral stuff, a lot of animal life stuff, a lot of nature. And this particular canvas was of a type of Buddha head. And the statement that I painted on this canvas said, everything that you have done has led to where you are now. Everything that you will do will lead to where you are meant to be. And I can't remember if I made that up. I don't think it's a Buddhist saying. I mean, obviously I know that it's based on all manner of different theories. And I sat there and I read this statement, and I just had the most overwhelming emotional feeling flow through me. And I went back to the exact moment in time when I painted this canvas. And if you asked me about it now, I wouldn't have been able to remember it had I not revisited this recently. And I was taken back to this exact moment in time where I was sitting in my studio and I was painting this canvas, and I was painting up this statement that I wanted to use on it, this kind of quotation. And as I sat as the me now on that sofa, obviously with my current husband, with my ex-husband, and I just got to see in like quick succession all of the choices that I'd made to get me to where I am now. And then there was this like fundamental choice option of how I was going to move forwards from now. And it was such an overwhelming experience. And what I as I've processed this, what I've begun to understand is that myself, what would have been 36, 37 years old at the time when I painted that canvas, was in fact sending my current self now a message. And that message was the statement that I offered on that canvas painting. Myself 15 years ago knew that I was going to be sitting on that sofa at that exact moment in time with a lot of questions going through my head. I can't go into what those questions are because it's very personal, but sitting on that sofa with all the questions in my mind, which I've got at the moment, and I gave myself the answer, and I was like, whoa, that is massive. And I don't know if any of you have ever watched the movie Interstellar. I'm not going to go into the scene, but if you have, then you'll remember the Tesseract scene. And it was exactly like that. It was as though everything was happening in that very moment, which we know is, time is not linear. And we know that everything is happening in all of the dimensions at this very same moment, in this universe and in all of the other universes that exist out there. But in that moment, I got to see that so clearly. And what I'm really understanding is that's what the energy is at the moment. So if you're experiencing something similar, if you're getting a lot of what could be described to be flashbacks of moments in your life that you've been in the past, and you're questioning what those are, I feel like those flashbacks are giving us the opportunity to review our lives, to look at where we're currently at, and to make a conscious decision around, are we where we want to be? Are we doing what we want to be doing right now? Are we in the relationship that we want to be doing right now? Are we doing the job that we want to be doing right now? Are we living in the house that we want to be living in right now? Are we earning our income in the way that we want to be earning our income? And I feel like that's what we're being given. I feel like we're being given this opportunity to do a life review as such, and not have that at the end of our life, but to have it now in 2023, so that we can make the conscious choice around how we want to move forwards. So that's my insight for today. I'd really like to hear what your experiences have been, and whether any of you have had something similar. It is incredible. I'll be interested to see what this energy does in my QHHT session today as well. So I'm waiting for my client. I'm more together than I was yesterday, so thank goodness I didn't have a session yesterday, but I'm sending you all lots of love.